This is the One Episode Rule podcast about first impressions. I'm Magpie. How are you, my children?
Use your words.
Hi. Oh boy.
Blackwell's not here today, so I guess I have to introduce myself first. Hi, I'm Joey.
Hi, Joey. I'm Emma. Welcome to our podcast, everybody. We are generally always off rhythm during the intro, but I feel like losing a member for the first time in a long time has really just sort of taken our shoes off of us.
Yeah, we're feeling it on the inside.
It's caused us to throw another belt, and we usually have a lot of trouble starting up to begin with, so...
It's really true.
Have y'all got anything y'all want to talk about?
We watched more Dorohedoro this week.
That
So
show is
that was
good.
fun.
Yes.
I still don't know what's going to happen.
No.
No.
Don't understand anything.
It's great.
It's so good, though.
I can't predict anything.
Yeah, N got a dog. That was
N got a
hilarious.
dog.
Yes,
he loves
the
that
dog.
N
so
loves his
fucking
dog.
much.
We have determined that N does not, in fact, think.
No, he does not. Anyhow.
Head empty. Only mushrooms inside.
Head empty. Only mushrooms and mild irritation inside.
True.
Ah.
But yeah, that's all the anime things that I have.
I want to talk
Oh,
about
yeah?
that one. Dorohedoro switches outros pretty often.
Oh
Yes.
shit!
I really do
yeah.
want to hit on that N plays Doom outro because it's incredible.
It's so
so
good,
good.
right? Oh my god.
It was just so unexpected.
We both jumped at
Yeah,
it.
a little bit, because it was just so shocking, but so
I
good.
strongly agree. It's really, really good. I have, let's see, what's new with me? Spent the whole day trying to learn how to do mod commands in Starbound and gave myself a headache.
Oh,
And
no.
also, I started watching. You may want to brace yourselves because this is like a 4-year-old sort of phenomenon. But I have started watching Osamatsu-san.
Oh,
Emma!
It's really good.
Emma!
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
it's good. It's really, really good. So for those of you who don't know, Osamatsu-san is an adult comedy program from Japan. It is a sequel to an old manga series called Osamatsu-kun, which was about 6 identical sextuplet little boys who caused a lot of trouble. And this anime is about those little boys as adults, in just living directionlessly in an oppressive economy.
A little relatable, huh?
It's very relatable. It's very good. I also like that it's. I just like the titles. It's cool. It's like if Rugrats All Grown Up was just called Mr. Tommy.
Yeah, it's very good. Okay, so I have 2 questions for you about
Okay.
this show.
Okay.
One, what did you think of that first episode?
So it depends on which one you mean, because I have not been able to locate the real first episode.
Wait, what?
For those of you who are unaware, the first as I understand it, the first episode of Osamatsu-san had so many like unlicensed cultural references and
is that what it is?
and like goofy product placement type stuff that it is no longer available on any streaming service or included in home video releases.
Holy shit. It does a sort of thing like Pop Team Epic did, where it tricks you. You're like, because it brings in the boys and they're all like Bishonen and like like the style is like you're like, wait, am I watching the right show? And then
that's really scary.
Yeah, it is scary. But it's very funny. Okay, second question. Favorite Matsu.
Oh, it's really hard to say. I really like Totomatsu so far.
Yes.
I like him.
Yes.
I don't know that Korematsu is like Toramatsu is like my favorite, but I do strongly. I just understand. I know what he's going through.
Very good.
Look,
yeah.
This is incredible with no context. I'm looking at pictures of from the show. I'm just like, choose between these identical bastard men.
Yeah,
listen,
that's exactly the game.
They are fucking wide and varied bastard men in the original Japanese. It also features an all-star cast, both in
Real question.
Yes.
Does the same voice actor do all of the dudes?
No. And that is
a missed opportunity.
That is, I believe, central to the comprehension of the television program.
No, it should the same voice actor should do all of them, and it should be the guy who does Dio.
God. That's really strong.
Oh, so Matsu-san recast. Make it happen.
Yes. Wow.
I'm very glad for this.
It's really good. Yeah, there's an all-star cast in both English and Japanese. I don't remember who is in it off the top of my head. I know that I think Karamatsu is Bruno from JoJo's in Japanese. And then
he's got a super deep voice and he tries to talk all cool.
Yes. And then Dean Venture is Jushimatsu in English.
I can't deal with that.
Yeah, it's really strong. It's really, really, really good.
Good.
Gosh, Pops.
Oh my god, wow. Sorry, I just did a little bit of extra research and it turns out Japanese Karamatsu is Bruno and so is English Karamatsu.
Whoa!
That's really, really strong.
That's a talented VA.
No, I mean they cast the same. They also cast the guy who is the English voice actor for Bruno is also the English voice actor for Karamatsu, and so are the Japanese voice actors. It's very, very strong.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm only like a few episodes into it, but it's really, really funny.
I had forgotten that JoJo has an English dub.
It does.
It does.
I do not watch it because why would you watch it?
Yeah, why would you? Why would you?
I decided I would not watch it as soon as I learned about Japanese old man Joseph.
Yeah,
that's really, really fair.
And his ability and inclination to scream in broken English.
Mm-hmm. I just don't hit the same in the English dub. It's different.
All right.
Yeah. So that's what's been going on with me.
Cool.
Nice.
You guys want to hit the news? Because I got some news.
Yes. Hit the news.
All right. First news item that was apparently independently discovered by several people in this podcast.
Sweats.
Might not even be the same thing. I did
I hope it's the same thing.
I did
Tell
halt
us what it is.
discussion of it. The giant Gundam in Yokohama. They've been building that for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And they have decided that it is time to have Shinto priests bless the
Yes!
life-size Gundam's head
Oh my
Yes!
god.
for the completion ceremony.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, it's very
Yes.
good.
You mean it?
I have a picture
They
here. Would
do.
you like to see it?
I've seen
Yeah.
this and it's so good.
I want to see it really bad.
Oh.
Wow.
Look at them.
May
That's
the kami bless the giant mobile suit.
Yes. This is
That
a
is
blessed
a-
Gundam.
this really is a blessed image. Like, we throw that word around a lot, but it's quite literal here.
It
It's
is
an image of
literally
a blessing.
blessed.
Wow. Cool robot.
Cool robot. Well, I'm glad
Cool
that
robot.
pumped y'all up, because now I'm going to
Yes.
shoot you down.
Uh-oh.
With a warning for everybody out there to not read Act Age.
God, yeah. Heard about that too.
Because Shonen Jump has decided to cancel its run because the writer has been arrested for supposedly sexually harassing teenage girls.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for the artist because they are not the same person.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I had a lot of friends recommend Act Age to me, because it is, an acting manga, but never have I been more thankful for my own sort of inability to jump on stuff, because it's it's a really rough situation.
It's a bad one. I didn't know what Act Age was at all. If I see a crime story in the anime news, I run it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when do you get the chance to do that?
Right.
Anyway, good on Shonen Jump and the artist for saying no, fuck that guy.
Yeah,
True.
that's really heartening
True.
that they just sort of went ahead and threw him in the garbage can where he belongs.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks, Shonen Jump.
What was the last thing? Oh yeah, a bit of personal news, and then I don't know if I want to throw that theory at you, y'all.
Okay.
Okay, it's just an aside. I'll throw it out there. I think I may have created one of the most effective COVID-19 deterrents.
Okay.
Which is, while I thought it was horrifying and tasteless when I first saw it, getting a face mask with the ahagao on it will almost certainly keep people at least 6 feet away from you.
You can't. You just can't. That will not.
You don't have to like it. I mean, it's just it will make people try and avoid you.
It will. I guess. I mean, I would give someone a wide berth if I saw.
It's true.
I guess you're right.
How devoted are you to not getting the plague? At what cost?
I already
God.
very badly don't want to get it, but I also don't want to catch whatever fucking disease makes you wear ahegao merchandise in public.
Couldn't possibly.
All right, the last news item I wanted to get to is probably resonates more personally with me, but the world's last blockbuster in Bend, Oregon, has become a blockbuster-themed Airbnb.
What?
So
And you can no longer accidentally rent pornography from it.
So it's not a.
Or be charged $700 for not returning the Berserk DVD.
Yeah.
Oh
Wait,
my
what?
god.
What?
Oh my god.
So,
how can this be?
Also, it only costs $4 a night to stay there.
That's what a.
Can we go?
How?
I don't know.
Can we
Do
go?
Do you want to do a trip?
Do you
Yeah.
have to? Do you have to sleep on the shelves? What?
I can go and search up the images of the inside. It is themed as such.
Make
Wow.
bed out of VHS tapes.
I did see a couch
There's a couch. Confirmed.
Confirmed.
I'm gonna look at it.
Okay. You gonna show us this couch?
Yeah.
All right. We should probably talk about something though.
Is that a fold-out bed? Oh my god. I hope
Is it?
not.
I kind of
Wait.
dig it.
I didn't realize that they just kept the shelves.
Yeah. You can
Yeah, it
just
looks
go
like
pick out.
the more I look at this picture, the funnier it gets.
You just sleep on the pullout
The little. I love
in
the
the middle of
sheets.
the blockbuster.
Yeah, they moved it. They bought like it looks like they bought like a bunch of cheap furniture from a Goodwill and just cleaned it up.
Now, Emma, don't tell
Yeah.
me you wouldn't if you got locked in at a Blockbuster when you were younger and you could have a nice cozy spot to lay down. Wouldn't you have been a little hyped? No?
I'm
No?
Look, nobody's
You
saying
can
that.
watch
Certainly.
whatever you want?
I'm just saying.
Emma, they have all 3 of the Critters movies.
I'm just saying the price tag makes sense now. That's all I have to say.
You can rent this whole place for the price of like what it was like to rent a movie back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't remember how much it was to rent a movie, actually.
It was money dollars. It was too much money. Let's be honest.
Probably.
Miss
Good
you,
time.
Blockbuster.
By the way, I'm just thinking this is almost certainly going to fail because this is the worst time imaginable to open an Airbnb.
It really, 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 really is.
I have a picture of the bedspread for you guys.
No, but I want to go so bad.
I would love to see it.
It needs to survive.
Wow.
It looks like the seats on a bus.
It is really fresh.
So 90s. It's violently 90s.
Wow.
Oh, God.
All right.
Damn.
So anyway, we watch anime on this podcast.
I was going to say, stop
Yeah.
ogling the Blockbuster and let's watch a show.
Yeah. So Blackle wasn't feeling well, so she can't be here. But did leave us the show to watch that she wanted to show us for a long while. Called let me throw this out there. Baiston Well Monogatari, Garzey's Wing, all the other stuff in this title, which like episode 1.
Wow.
I don't know. It's on YouTube. That's
All
where
right.
I got
Okay.
nothing.
This was the link that Blackle gave us, so this is what we're gonna watch.
I'm
a little frightened.
I'm scared too. The databanks are empty. I have no idea what this is.
I very quickly looked at Wikipedia. This came out in 1996.
Wow.
Wow, I was born then.
Right around the time, well, actually, a couple of weeks after Cats 2019 came out, I read an article about a guy who decided the best way to experience that movie would be to eat a bunch of magic mushrooms and then see it in a theater.
Yeah.
Watching Garzey's Wing is probably as close to that experience as I'm going to get. I am confused. My eyes are darting around. I'm a little sweaty. So much. This is the first time I've ever filled up my notepad. I had no more room for more, and there was still like 5 minutes left.
So, my literal first note was I took immediate damage from the dub, just instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
taking large amounts of dub damage in this episode.
yeah. So everybody immediately identified it. Oh God, it's one of those.
Oh God, it's one of those.
Uh-oh.
It wasn't even synced properly.
No.
There's a bunch of people who scream before they fall.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I have a lot to say about the screaming.
The screaming.
All right, so I think the first thing that really got me, because we've done bad dubs before. Bad dubs are pretty standard, actually, and we've seen old
Dime a dozen.
fucking anime like the fucking Starship Troopers one. You know,
Yeah, or like all the AD police.
God,
stuff.
I appreciate Gunbuster so much.
Don't you miss him now?
Don't you miss Gunbuster now?
Can we bring those back?
Fucking Ano-san, thank you.
God.
Could actually understand kind of what was happening, I think.
But my first substantial note, other than cursing at Blackle, is that I first became aware of what this was going to be when he got stolen by a goose.
That's just what birds do. Birds
The
just do that.
The spirit of the goose took him.
The big goose that was yelling at him. This is what, like, people think anime is. Like, people who don't know what anime is, they're like, oh yeah. It's like, you know, it's like those Japanese cartoons where, like, a big swan comes out and takes a guy to the Middle Ages, and he's got his wing feet, and he calls his attacks, and there's a little fairy.
He's naked, and
he's naked, and he's very naked, and he's naked for a very long time.
He's naked for a very long time.
He's naked in that, like, berserk way where he has no genitals.
Where instead of genitals, there's a dark hole.
He just has a void obscuring his nether regions. Okay, we should hit the blurb. Who has the strength to read this blurb?
I will volunteer. Okay.
Do it.
Chris Chiaki is an easygoing guy who keeps failing his college entrance exams well into his mid-20s. His days are occupied with kendo practice, visits to his family's shrine, dreaming of his high school reunion. When his spirit is suddenly transported to the world of Bryston Well, Chris becomes Garzey's wing, a legendary holy warrior. The Matomius tribe is summoned him to help obliterate. No, sorry.
No. To help obliterate them.
Liberate them from slavery. He should have done that. From slavery. But unfortunately, Chris has no knowledge on how to be a holy warrior, and moreover, only has an incredibly dull sword, which he salvaged from a corpse.
I didn't realize that was in the blurb.
Yeah. To make matters more complicated, there is another Chris, who is still in the normal world. He cannot control the events in Byston Well, but is tied to the fate of the other Chris. The young man must struggle and adventure in a world of magical creatures and mysterious foreigners. Now, see, actually reading it, I'm like, okay, so that's what happened, and
before we get into the nitty-gritty, I do want to express one thing that I want to thank Blackle for. Honestly, I had a great time. It was the show is fucking hilarious.
God.
I had the opposite experience. This was okay. It's a Blackle show, so I did do a Blackle crime.
Oh God.
Oh really?
You watched it 2 times speed?
It was only 1.25 speed. I got about 4 minutes in, and I said, how are we only 4 minutes in? This pacing, they threw so much at me in those 4 minutes that I said, I can't do it, and I pumped up the speed.
Do you want to
And I almost pumped it up again, but I resisted.
Do you want to see my most important note?
Yes.
It's only been 3 minutes.
Fuck.
Yes.
It's my important note.
How
could you speed that up? I feel like you would have an aneurysm.
It was hard, but I needed to get through this as fast as humanly possible without, like... If I did it faster than that, I might have died on the spot. So, I think I hit the limit.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. I have about 10 lines of notes, and that's all I took.
I filled my page.
I filled my page very full.
I think the most sort of emblematic of my thought process during the entire episode is just this one line that says naked question. This is all in all caps, by the way. Naked, all caps, out of body swan, naked body out bike, out of what? Question mark? Hello? Question mark? That's pretty much just what I felt the whole time.
Yes.
So go ahead.
I don't know. As things went on, I became more and more hysterical.
Yes. Yes.
So I think the first time it made me laugh out loud was when he was talking to the fairy and she was talking about how she could be home playing with her friends and their grandma, and he was like, and I could have attended my high school reunion.
Yeah, it's in the blurb.
Oh, jeez. I like how there was nothing that made me realize A, how old he was, B, that he was supposed to be two people. I thought this was like an Inuyasha situation where he was going back to the world and like coming back, and I didn't understand that. And then
No, this is an extension of the previous show where like your body doesn't need your soul in it.
I guess. Yeah.
Which is fucked.
It's frightening.
I wrote like 3 times in my notes. The jumps are confusing. The skipping baffles me. Baffling? The pacing? What is happening? This is so confusing.
Oh man.
So, folks, if you're not gonna watch this one, the easiest. There's nothing. I can't even make a thought. I'm just thinking over and over about that king's voice. It's just in my head. So this anime is like, this dub is from not long after the fucking Speed Racer era. And like, even Speed Racer tried to localize a little bit. It wasn't a good dub, and they sure did talk real fast, but they at least, had tried to give the episodes storylines. And this was just like rapid fire, like loud yelling, yelling quickly paragraphs of exposition, and all of the voice actors sounded like they were at fucking gunpoint.
Seriously, it was so tense.
These do not sound like voice actors so much as hostages.
The way that we're screaming now on this podcast is how everyone sounded in this show.
It was absurd.
As we go on, most of my notes are not actually notes about the quality of this show. For the era, its animation is passable. It looks like a 90s show. Actually, it looks like an 80s show to a degree. But it looks like a higher-end 80s show.
Right.
Looks more or less fine.
More or less fine. The fairy girl was cute, although that thing with the wings was really fucked up.
The really, fucking,
moment.
Detail.
SpongeBob-style detail
oily
shot
wings.
Of her oily wings and her fucking mottled spine.
Wings. Yes.
But and yeah, we've talked about the dub, and I don't remember any music. Was there music?
There was a lot of music.
I remember none of it.
There was a lot of very noticeable music, sometimes with lyrics. You were so deep in.
Oh,
you
it's
fell
gone.
into the bison well.
Okay. Well, aside from that, most of my notes are not going to be about that shit. They're just going to be direct quotations.
Yeah.
Or funny. A lot of mine are funny things.
I would really like to hit you with another one right now.
Please.
I have bruises all over my body because I had to fight naked.
Yes.
Ah.
Oh. Alright.
Oh God.
Can I hit y'all with a funny moment?
Would you like to?
Yes, please.
The moment when they all get on the boat.
Okay,
They're
it
all
had to
going.
come up.
They're all going, whoa, whoa, whoa.
They're like half-hearted screams in the background of the damn
Whoa,
rap
whoa,
scene,
whoa.
where there's like one really prominent lady who's just going.
Some people are.
She's just going. Whoa.
There's a couple of people who got.
Whoa. Ah.
There's a couple of people in there that got confused and were like doing like sex noises. It was really, a really intense scene.
So funny, and it went on for too long.
It was so long.
Oh, that made me
Oh
laugh really hard.
God.
Oh my god.
And it was the juxtaposition of like those just like screams with the actual dialogue during the scene,
Yes.
which was like just some real Arlie Ermy full chested diaphragm screaming. Just some fucking guttural throat ripping exposition.
All right. Somebody else. Oh my god. I can't handle it.
They said
you gonna be
Suicide
okay?
Squad at one point and I had to pause it. I just had to get up and walk away for a second.
Oh.
Yeah, it went by so fast, but they're doing like actual like gruesome guerrilla warfare tactics.
Yeah, there's just some
Yeah.
they're just getting filled with arrows and their body parts are coming off.
Like,
God, yeah.
it doesn't hang around, so you can't like. This came out like a year before Berserk.
How can that
this
be? Wow, Jinx almost.
I know.
How can this be? How can that be from the same era? Like
I think this came out a couple of years after Record of Lodos War, which is at least competent.
I just can't understand.
I gotta hit you with another one, because I gotta get through these.
Yeah.
My sword is unbelievably dull!
Yes!
Oh.
Yes. Here's one. I
Okay.
would live here if only you had a convenience store or vending machines.
And the way the delivery of that line is like, well, if you had a convenience store, I would live here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what does that mean? There are just so many moments, like, after having absorbed so much anime and dubbing over my life, there are lines that I can tell, like, oh, they probably said this thing in Japanese, and
Right.
they just opened up fucking Jacob Gorston's English to Japanese dictionary and wrote down word for word in order. And like, it's just so.
Just like, say this.
Yeah, and then I assume they shepherded the people, the voice actors, into the booth and affixed steel traps to their necks and handed them the scripts. And they said, if you don't reach 88 decibels, this will snap.
The machine will begin to contract.
I'm sorry to the audience that this is not a very coherent episode, but you have to understand what we watched. It was not that was there a plot? Presumably.
Maybe.
A lot happened.
A lot happened.
So much
So
things
many things
happened.
happened. It wouldn't stop happening in front of me.
What just kept happening? I feel like
They started saying words.
I feel like the optimal speed to watch this is like 0.25 because that's like the only
No.
way that you can actually absorb any of the shit that's happening on screen.
No, that wouldn't help because they just say words that don't mean anything. Like they kept saying they're gonna get to the Barju tree. What the fuck is a Barju tree?
I couldn't fucking tell you. I don't know. I just don't. But like, it was like a slideshow. It was like a slideshow with like 10 milliseconds as the time between slides. This was like that scene in Transformers when they beam the entire history of the 6 million year war into Tailgate's brain.
Holy shit!
This is like this show is a direct translation of the Voynich manuscript. That's what's happening here.
This show is what the government showed Malcolm McDowell when they strapped him into the machines.
They fucking taped his eyes open.
They taped his eyes open and they sent him to the bottom of the Bison well.
All right, I got another one. Hey, you should make gunpowder.
And then starts like feverishly listing off the ingredients.
Sulfuric acid,
Oh my
and
God.
saltpeter.
I missed that entirely. It just
then-
appeared in his hands for me.
Yeah, he didn't make that shit. He was just like, "Are you fucking crazy? Do I look like a chemist?"
Well, he accepted it, and then he tried to lick. Oh, the encyclopedia was very funny.
The scene. Sorry, Joey, I didn't mean to interrupt you. The thing that you were about to say, though, about where he just licks the arrow and tries to stick the gunpowder to it, and then he goes, doesn't work.
Doesn't work. Oh yeah.
I became
Please. No, go ahead.
I became like increasingly like unable to really pay attention as the show, because I started giggling at different lines, and then the period where I was not giggling got shorter and shorter. So I was just howling with laughter by the time the credits ran. Especially, I think what really set it off was there was one guy who was setting up a gunpowder trap in the forest to keep the horsemen away. And he lights it, and he just goes, "Oh my God, please go off at the right time."
Can we jump back to that encyclopedia thing too?
Please.
He's just back into his home in the main world, which I guess they share minds. So he's like, I have to help my spirit that's trapped in this other world by learning as much as I can by just reading the encyclopedia cover to cover, I guess.
What about doing like chi exercises and shit to strengthen his spirit while his like soul is like screaming at him? It's like, people are trying to actually stab me.
I know, he really does say something like that. He's like, I'm being chased by a real army. We gotta slow down. We gotta
calm
Why?
down.
The show didn't.
That's
The
really
show
true.
didn't.
I guess you're right. So what happens here is this guy is riding his motorcycle past a shrine when his necklace starts to jingle and a glowing rainbow spirit swan flies out of the sky and takes him to the fantasy times.
Well, I should say it's a little more complicated than that. It does snatch his soul out of his body, like Imhotep at the end of The Mummy.
God. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
It like Rukia knocks his soul out of his body, and then his soul keeps going. His his soul has foot wings, and then his body is like still driving the motorcycle, and he just goes home. His body just goes home. And
we've all had that moment.
I guess I'm having it right now during the podcast.
Yes.
So while his spirit goes back in time to see this, like, not back in time, but to like a medieval fantasy world, and his spirit goes back to witness this extremely gruesome and graphic war where civilians are being murdered in front of him, and then like his normal body is still in regular times, but then they realize they can speak. Both of them are separate individuals, and they can speak to each other through their necklace by screaming at the top of their lungs, like they're yelling across an alleyway. and so that's the plot. Is in one world, our main character is some legendary holy warrior who was prophesized to return to save their people, and then in the other world, it's the actual, like, Chris's body just gets the shit kicked out of him every night, and like he like wakes up with bruises from the war that his spirit is going through, and tries to help his naked soul learn things to win the war. And I just that's what we watched, everybody.
That's what it is. There's a fairy.
That's it.
There's a fairy.
There's a fairy.
He gets there and everyone's like, "Is this Garzey's wing? Hey, is that Garzey's wing? It looks like Garzey's wing to me."
Every time they said Lord Chris, it reminded me of like Resident Evil voice acting for some reason. I hope this isn't Chris's blood.
God.
You guys want to know what the king's name is? I'm looking at the Wikipedia page.
Yeah.
What's the king's name?
King Fungan.
King Fungan.
Fungan.
If you wanted to put a little Raz on it, you could call him King Fungin.
You could. He's the Fungin King. It could equally be Fungun or Fungun or
Fun
I
gun.
just don't know.
I like that one.
That king. Can we talk about his fucking voice for a minute?
Right. Yeah.
I really don't know. Like, he spoke and he spoke like a hammer. His voice drummed me about my skull. It was so loud and forceful, and there was no tone variation at all. Yeah. You could say that about everybody in this show, but like, that guy, what was going on?
I don't know.
Why was his voice so... It was like, I could like feel his hands around my throat while he spoke.
Okay. Can I have one? Okay, I have one more line. That's just a quote. And this is how I felt for the whole episode. It was towards the end, and they had set up some explosives to go off, and they started going off, and one guy yelled, "What's happening? Ah!"
Yeah, he started like well before they fell.
Yes. And I was like, yeah, that's me. That's it. That's all I got.
Did you guys know that there is not a sequel?
I can't fucking imagine why not.
There is a whole nother show that apparently takes place in the same fictional world.
How can
that be?
And the chronologies do not match up.
No!
No, of course not. Why would they? Why would anybody anything?
That's a good article title. Anime News Network, buried garbage / Garzey's way.
Wow.
That's true.
That's really strong. Wow. Buried garbage.
I'm looking for the director. Tomino.
Was there one?
I know Tomino. He does stuff.
Here's my thing. Like,
Tomino. Tomino directed and wrote Mobile Suit Gundam.
Oh my god!
Wow.
I was thinking
Wow.
that some of our main characters looked a little Gundam-y. I just don't know.
I can't. Everything is too much.
Everything. I've fizzled out at this point.
I'm really sorry, gang. Audience, if you only listen to this show to hear the brief moments where we scream, this is like when you buy just a bag of the marshmallows from Lucky Charms.
This is
That's
a
what this
double
episode
stuffed Oreo.
This is mega stuff Oreo.
This is the one where you took 2 Oreos and the cream out of all of the others and just put it in between.
God. That's what this episode is.
Oh,
There was just no.
It feels like I've been attacked by an enemy stand.
I feel like I have bruises all over my body because I had to fight naked.
This is incredible. I'm not even mad at Blackle.
I'm mad. I'm gonna end her. I'm angry.
I literally don't know how to quantify the feelings I am experiencing. Blackle, I don't know what's going on, but you've given me secret emotions by making us watch this.
You've been made to feel anger too.
God.
So,
I'm so tired.
So, there's 2 more episodes. Would anybody like to watch any of them?
If there's only 2 more, let's just...
Really,
Joey? I mean, on the one hand, I really want to. On the other, I'm afraid I might have a stroke.
I don't think I will make it.
It's hazardous to my health, but at the same time...
Listen, my family has a history of heart complications, and I am very afraid that if I watch more of this show, it'll wake it up. It'll wake the dragon that lurks within me, and I'm gonna bleed out on this fucking podcast floor.
You will pass away.
Be the first casualty.
Oh, I'm. Can we please stop? I'm so done.
All right.
That's
well,
it.
Let's do the end roll.
Yeah.
Oh.
I doubt we have any emails. I'm gonna open our email and find out it's gone, and this has all been a fever dream, and I'm in an asylum somewhere.
Yeah.
Wake up.
If you are the holy warrior Garzey's wing, you can reach us at oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That's
one the word, not the
word,
number.
Not the number.
This is my personal email. This is not where business emails arrive. Doesn't matter, there aren't any.
I gotta tell you, I really appreciate the display name for our Gmail, by the way, Magpie.
No, yeah, you like that one?
Touch of brilliance.
So, I do have to note, for any curious viewers, that if you want to know what this is, it's just on YouTube. That's where we watched it.
Yeah. Look on the Garzey swing.
And another finger of the monkey's paw will curl inwards. And then you can tell us about whatever curse you've inherited at One Episode Cast on Twitter.
And that's the word, not the number. We're really mixing up our roles today.
We're doing
It's
it.
Fine.
We're all scrambled. I've been emulsion blended by the show.
I really do feel foamier than I was when we started this episode.
Is correct.
I feel like I've had bubbles whipped into me.
Anyway, I think that's going to be the end of this one. Everybody say thank you, Blackle.
Thank you, Blackle.
Thank
Um,
you.
I'll kill you. Good night.